Hello, everybody. Greg here. Today, Garden Groove by Sublime. I want to just mention that there's I don't even know the wording because I suck. I'm not a fucking musician. I don't really know all these wordings for things. But there's a part of the song, just a part of the song that I relate to. I really, really do. And it wasn't on purpose. Growing up, I just really, really did. Alright, so I'll skip to that part of the song and I'll start this. These are supposed to be Craig's quick vids, not fucking 20 minutes long. Alright, right there he says, pull over, there's a reason why my soul's unsound. And even when I was younger, I had to look up unsound, what that means, and it's like doomed. You know, you're pretty much doomed. You're not doing good, or you're going to do worse. I get it. So that's the first line of this part of the song that I really like. It starts at about 1:15, a minute and 15 seconds into this song, Garden Grove. All right, let's go. That shit stuck under my shoe. Okay, he says, it's you. It can't be you, right? Because I don't know who you are personally. And anybody who watches this is almost more like a friend anyway. So I guess that's one of those lines. And that's what I meant kind of by 99% accurate. Okay. But it's that shit stuck under my shoe. Well, I owned dogs growing up. 4 different German Shepherds growing up from the age of like 10 through 15 or so. And yeah, definitely stuck under my shoe. All right, next part. It's that smell inside the van. It's that smell inside the van. All right. I installed carpet with many people over the years, and tearing it out, it was always stinky. Had to put that shit in the van and drive that somewhere to dump it off, and it would almost always reek. So yeah, there we go. It's my bed sheet covered with sand. It's my bed sheet covered with sand. Well, I lived less than a block away from a beach growing up, and I would go down there all the time, go swimming at the beach in a lake. And I'd walk home, and a lot of times as a kid I wouldn't shower right after that, and I would just lay in my bed and I'd get my bed sheets covered with sand because I'd still have sand on my legs, on my arms, on my back, different places from being wet and then laying in sand and then walking home and laying in my bed. So this will kind of be, I'm really not trying to force these connections. To me, they really seem genuine. Maybe not exactly what he's talking about in his version, but pretty much the same exact thing. So that's why I really relate to this. Next up. All right, sorry. I know he's saying them kind of quickly. So I'm trying to have him say it, and then I'm saying it. Sitting through a shitty band. Well, I was a born-again Christian for a long time in my life, about 5 years. And I was baptized in the river, in a very big river around where I live. I'm not going to say it. You got to figure that out for yourself where I live. Anyway, would often go to Christian concerts, and they would fucking suck. They would fucking suck. Even back then when I was really, really, really just trying to be connected to everybody around me and part of the group, and no, it fucking sucked. All right? So, speaking of shit, getting dog shit on my hand. Well, that's another reference to all the dogs that I had growing up. And every once in a while, when you're trying to clean up a bunch of shit, you get it on your hands. I mean, it happened every once in a while, and okay. All right, getting hassled by the man. Well, growing up, I was always very rebellious. Always considered myself extremely rebellious in high school and middle school. I was the class clown. I was smoking before I was 18. You know, I was just always trying to be a badass, but I was always getting hassled by the man, like the principal. And then later in life, after high school, I would still get in trouble with very low level, you know, vandalism or uh, harassment, something shit like that, and trying to fight the man in court, taking those tickets to court and pleading not guilty for things, and not fighting, not like just being, oh, fuck you, I don't deserve it, fuck you, but actually really trying to be nice and, hey, I really didn't do this, blah, 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 and still getting the ticket, whatever. I was fucking getting hassled by the man, all right? Yeah. All right. Waking up to an alarm. Hey, who can't relate to that, right? But sticking needles in your arm. Well, I never did that myself, and that's kind of the main one of these that I can't relate to directly, but indirectly through all my brain surgeries, Lord knows I had a lot of injected painkillers while I was at the hospital after both my brain surgeries, and getting very close to being addicted to that kind of a feeling over and over, just bam, bam, bam. And then just other things that are close, I'm going to say close, long years and years and years ago, being into some pretty extreme drugs, just never injecting them. Never really having the chance, but never really trying either. Never really pushing for that. But yeah, there was probably a time in my life when I would have done that. I just never, like I said, never really got a chance. Picking up trash on the freeway. Well, yeah, I had to write this down because I forgot the name. Community service. A couple lyrics ago, I was talking about being such a bad kid. Well, I had lots of community service growing up, even past being 18, and a lot of that was cleaning up trash on the freeway. Yes, feeling depressed every day. Maybe not currently this very minute, but in my life, throughout my life, there's been several times, and not because of this song or nothing, but several times where, yes, I was depressed every day. Every day. Worse and worse and worse, and thoughts, and some really weak, I admit they were really weak, attempts at suicide, always trying to, I always felt like it was like my dad was so brave to kill himself, and so yeah. All right. All right. Sorry that this is a double one. Just trying to make this easy. All right. Leave in without making a sound. Yes. Growing up, a lot of times I would sneak out of the house late at night after the parents. We'll get to that in a minute. After my mom would go to bed, I'd sneak out, try to have some fun, try to do something. Several times growing up, and picking my dog up at the pound. Well, there was a time when my drunk ass stepdad, who will also be mentioned in another couple, passed out or whatever, and one of the dogs escaped while I wasn't there. And then when I did get home, we figured it out that the dog was gone, and we had to go find it. And it was at I don't know if it's technically called a pound, but I think it was actually at a veterinary clinic, because that's just where it was dropped off by somebody. We don't even know who, but somebody found it. Somebody brought it to that place, and we found it. Anyway. Living in a tweaker pad. Well, at 2 points in my life, 2 different points in my life, kind of close together, but there was some big part in between it. I lived with somebody, one of my personal best friends. I learned so much from him, music and life, and yeah, it was technically a tweaker pad. We were having a lot of fun and doing a lot of stuff that would probably keep us up for several days. And it was fucking awesome. It fucking changed my life. Changed who I was. It changed what I was into. It was fucking awesome. Changed my life. All right. Speaking of dads, getting yelled at by my dad. Well, okay, this is a little bit weird for me because my dad killed himself when I was 2 years old. So technically I never did, unless he yelled at me when I was a baby. Probably. Could have. I don't know. I don't remember. Fuck it. But my stepdad, who my mom married when I was in high school, right around there, or right in 8th grade or some shit like that. The first day, yeah, he was really awesome, but like the next day, bam, he just snapped into this total fucking drunk loser asshole for over 10 years. And I lived there for a long time, even after I was 18. I couldn't get my shit together. And I still lived at home with my mom. And, fucking A. He yelled at me. That's for goddamn sure. But it wasn't my dad directly, so again, I'm not 100% connected to these lyrics. All right. Saying I'm happy when I'm not. This is one of those other things that a lot of people do. Maybe I did this. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I did. Probably did. Hey, I'm really fucking happy. The last one. Finding roaches in the pot. Oh. Finding roaches in the pot. I'm just gonna let it play. Fuck it. Finding roaches in the pot. Well, yeah. Not anymore, but there was a time when I used to smoke a lot of pot. And every once in a while, I don't ever think it was a roach. Again, one last thing I don't connect to 100%, but there was several times when I would find a bug in my bag that I just paid for. Thanks for watching, everybody. Peace. Yeah.